Greetings once again and welcome to Midnight's Edge. It's time to talk some 4K for you. I am Tom Connors, and with me as always is my co-host Valiant Renegade. How you doing?
I'm good. And as always, live at 5 on a Wednesday Central Standard Time here talking about 4K, Blu-ray, and I think we're going to talk about some Christmas movies today, Tom.
A little bit. We got a few things. Nothing like huge pressing news. There's a little bit of news, but I figured we could talk about some of the movies we plan on watching over the holidays. How about that?
Absolutely.
But first and foremost, let's say hello to our chat. We got Joachim Stark. Jesse's hanging out here. We got Metal Runner, who is actually, Runner. We just call him Runner. I don't know why he thinks he's so metal. But anyway, Samurai Vader's here. Duck Nation's here. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. Everybody's coming on in. Please share that link out to everybody. Hit the like button to let YouTube know that you want to be here and you want to see us. That helps. We got Preston Bruno. Chuck K is here as well. Spartan Flash Century. How you doing, everybody? I'm glad that YouTube actually notified you, considering I just set up the stream not that long ago. I am surprised.
I even got one, which is surprising. I never get these things. Yeah.
So yeah, any how you been? Any new news for you in the last week or so?
Oh, nothing I would say necessarily newsworthy. I mean, got a few new discs that I have managed to go through that I've been enjoying. I think I posted some pictures on Twitter. We got Howard the Duck, which was great to see that. That was just, I had not watched that movie in so long. And then last night, ton of fun. I also have not watched Tremors it's been several years, probably more than several. And had not probably seen it since maybe DVD. And got the 4K of Tremors, and I was so pleased with how that turned out. Great looking disc. They really did a good job on that transfer. So we can talk about some of those and some other ones maybe.
Absolutely, and I got a stack too, as I say.
I saw that. I know you got like all the Blu-rays and 4Ks this week. Exactly. Yeah, and I'm still waiting on my Karate Kid copy. It was supposed to be here yesterday. I was dying to watch it last night, but then I was like, okay, got a 1-day delay from Amazon. It's supposed to be coming tonight. So, but like I said, it gave me time to finish watching Howard the Duck, and then sat down. Actually, Renegade Jr. watched Tremors for the first time.
Oh, really?
He knew what it was because he loved it. Because of, I think, again, there was another video game or Roblox reference that they had pulled from Tremor, so he knew about it. He's like, "Wait, is this the one with the big worms?" I'm like, "Yeah." The ones with like the 3 teeth and
they're under the goddamn ground.
Yeah. Oh, he loved it. He thought it was he thought it was great. So I'm like, "Yep, that's what I was doing." When I was a little bit older than him when that movie came out. And I remember sitting there renting it from the video store on VHS like every other weekend. My dad would be like, "What do you want to get?" And Tremors again. So that's all. He finally got me my own copy one time because he's like, "I'm tired of paying for this every week at the video store." I'm like, "You got the hint?"
Oh, that 4K looks really nice.
It's beautiful.
They kept a great job.
Oh yeah, they kept the grain structure intact. They didn't saturate it with digital noise reduction and squish all the details out. The colors just absolutely punch. The film grain, the color of the film, the natural tone. I mean, everything was there. It was just they grabbed every bit of life out of that film stock they could, and it looks awesome.
The fact that like almost 99% of the special effects were in camera.
No, practical effects. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost all negative. So like it's this movie, there's like 3 opticals in the whole movie. That's it. Like the rest of the movie is all practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
So and I mean, even got miniature stuff in there you don't even realize and stuff. It's awesome. And that Arrow release is it's just chuck full of shit. And I mean good shit.
Yeah, I hadn't even looked to see what was on the special features side.
Oh, tons. They carried over everything from before, whole bunch of new stuff, new interviews with like Kevin Bacon and stuff like that. It's great.
Oh, cool. Yeah, by the time we finished it, it was probably a little after 10 o'clock last night, and it was just like I didn't want to get into anything else. My only complaint with it is that they didn't include a Blu-ray disc. It's a straight 4K copy.
Well, it depends. I think I'm trying to remember.
There might have been another version that had one, but like this was
I had the one with the big box with the poster and the book and all that stuff. I think that one had a Blu-ray in it, but I'm not sure.
Maybe so. Yeah, Graboids. Yeah.
Now, was
Yeah,
yours a 2-disc special edition? Because mine was like a 3-disc altogether. I think it was the 4K, then the Blu-ray, and then a special features disc.
I may have just picked. So, just my point is, be careful, folks out there. If you want one that has multiple versions, I just got the Blu-ray one because I think that was on sale. I think I picked it up
It
on a
might
Black
not.
Friday
Now that I
thing.
think about it, it might just be that and the special features. I can't
Yeah, because
remember.
there's no digital copy, no
No,
Blu-ray, it's straight 4K disc. Yeah,
but I also already have another 3D copy because I had like the Tremors 5-pack or whatever, the attack pack.
the Tremors 7 movie collection.
It's only got the first 5 or whatever, but yeah, because I bought that way back when, before 6 and 7 were even close to being made. But
I think I've only
yeah.
seen the first 2. I don't know if I ever saw past the second one.
I'm surprised you can see the downvotes at all, Amiga Wolf. It's hard to say, but everybody hit that like button. That's really
All I
strange.
see is dislike. I don't see anything else. Why does this? Yeah, I have no idea. That's. I'm gonna refresh on my end. Maybe it's where you are, but I can't see them at all.
Yeah, we got 42 likes on my end, so
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you would be able to see the dislikes more than I would, but
I can't
unless,
see them at all. So
well,
only
somebody's
Andre
coming
could.
in from a VPN. Yeah, I was gonna say that you're out of the U.S. looking at it through a different.
Weird.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I got Roger Rabbit and I got Karate Kid the other day or yesterday. I haven't got a chance to watch them yet.
Hmm.
We got Hitchhiker 42 who asks, any news on Near Dark or Highlander in 4K? I know, I think both of them have been in Near Dark, I think has been in talks, but I haven't heard anything solid. Highlander is on the way. I don't think they officially announced it yet. That's why I can't say it's been delayed. I guess you could say it's been I think it's been pushed back a little bit, but I think it was supposed to be out in the last quarter of this year, but I think they're talking now first quarter of next year. So probably by next spring at the latest, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, let's see. The first Highlander came out when 80.
87
Was it 80? Okay,
or
was it
80,
86?
was it 86 or 7?
If it was 87, then next year would mark the 35th anniversary. So that 2022. So that
Well, I think
would
that's
be.
why they were trying to get out this year because I think it was 86 now that I think about it.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
yeah, they were trying to have it out by this year, but it just hadn't gotten done. So
Yeah, and the Tremors 2-disc limited 4K Ultra plus Blu-ray version. I found one here. It's $73 on Amazon.
wow. Yeah, that must be the one I have then.
Yeah. So that is the one that yeah, don't ask me why they cut that one off, but it's out there for anybody who wants to pay the extra $50 just for the Blu-ray.
There you go. Might as well just buy the universal one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just get the 4K and then buy the Blu-ray in a separate
Well, like I
version.
said, I got the attack pack for like $20 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah.
First 5 movies on Blu-ray.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd expect that anytime soon. And trust me, when they make an official announcement, we'll be talking about Highlander for sure.
Oh, yes.
And then Steven says, hail Tom and Valiant and chat. Well, hello, Steven, aka Deleted Scenes. I hope you are well. And yes, everybody says 85 and 86. I think it was released. Was it released in the UK in 85 and then the US 86? Otherwise, I thought it was 86 period.
I don't remember. I have to go back and look it up. I really don't remember. Oh, and I see Alien Ogre dropped a chat. I did get your email. I have your address. I've not had time to get to the post office, but I promise you, I'm going to get it out this week one way or another. It might be this weekend before I can make it out that way to go drop that sucker off, but I will get it to you. The Ghostbusters desk.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. I got a hiccup a second.
No, that's all right. Yeah, looks like everybody's saying 86. So, yeah, this would have been the 35th anniversary. So, I mean, I don't see them waiting another 4 or 5 years to make the 40th before they release it, but let's hope not. But yeah, hopefully we should get it.
Yeah.
2022 would be just fine with me.
And yeah, Near Dark, I think Shout released the last one. So that's always a possibility if it's one of theirs. And then Fright Night 2, I think that's held up by some legal business, but I think you can import that.
There's like a lot of things like that. In fact, we were talking about one before the show started backstage. We were mentioning there's some news today regarding Escape from L.A.
Yeah, we'll get into
yeah, an official release date. Yet we still don't have New York, so we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, and I thought that Near Dark had been reported on. Yeah, I know they're working on it. Right now, I know they're just kind of backed up and bottlenecked on a lot of shit, and I know that's why some things are being delayed. Like they're re-releasing Star Trek coming up here too, but we'll talk about that in a minute. First of all, though, yeah, the big announcement for the week, there wasn't a shit ton of new Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray news, but probably the biggest news of the week is that Escape from LA is coming from Paramount. Kind of an oddball release, you would think, but I already have it in 4K on digital. And I think when Shout Factory did theirs last year, they actually did it from a 4K master. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no, it's as of right now. Let me go back to the page I was looking at. So the release date, I believe, is February. Yeah, February 22nd, 22. So we will get Escape from LA. To which I'm great. I wish they would have an individual release of Escape from New York, which would make sense since it was first.
I actually have it.
Well, I have it too. In fact, I've got it playing right now, but it's only in that box set that you have to get. That's
I
not
have
a
the
US
separate
box set.
sets actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, but that was before that box set, so I think you can't get them anymore. Yeah,
Yeah, it's you can find them on Amazon if you dig around, but let's see if I can. Where did I
but
put
all those movies except for that one, I think, have been released here. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shout Factory has a plan for like next year.
Well, I don't know if the fog has been put out. Like They Live, I know they did, and I don't know if the
They
fog
Live
has
and
been.
Army of Darkness have.
Yeah, okay.
They're
Army of
not
Darkness.
Army of Darkness, Prince of Darkness. I mean,
Prince of
sorry, geez.
Darkness, right? Prince of Darkness has. The fog has not.
Fog was just
separated.
released, or just announced, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. I had not seen that one. So yeah, this is the one that's a import. Which again, if you have a 4K player, you're fine. Generally speaking.
The
And
only
the
thing I
only.
will say is when Shout's been doing theirs, they've been doing a Dolby Atmos sound update. So
Mhm.
if you're worried about that, just wait. Otherwise, yeah, this import ain't that expensive.
No, I don't remember what I paid for this box set, but it probably wasn't much
I
more
think
than
it's only
30
like
bucks.
30 bucks. Yeah.
30, $35 maybe for these 4 films. So you get They Live, Escape from New York, The Fog, and Prince of Darkness. So
Actually, Max, no, I do not own Captain Marvel in 4K. I do have a stupid 3D import, but it's still in plastic.
yeah. No comment.
Anyway, let's see, Tom. What about Best Buy announcing The Punisher starring Thomas Jane on 4K Steelbook? The cover art is amazing. It's just a re-release of the one that's been out for a while. But yeah, I haven't seen the Steelbook though. But maybe depending on how it looks, I might pick it up. I know it's been a cheaper one that I figured if I ever saw, I was going to buy on 4K. But I've got the digital versions in 4K of that one in Warzone. But I know they're out there, so. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. No, I did not hear that they were going to do that though. That's cool. Let's see here. What else did we have for news? We have Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is coming to 4K from Kino Lorber. This was kind of not brand new news, but we got on January 11th, Halloween Kills is coming out. Best Buy will have an exclusive Steelbook. It will be an extended cut with the alternate ending available on it. So there you go, kids who are fans of that.
And that's a movie that, and again, at least thanks to its very well controlled, almost hilariously low budget, it did fairly well in theaters. And this was a movie that was released concurrently on a proprietary streaming service. So, give them credit for that. And they're going to make, the third one, they're going to finish it off. And I'm assuming, hopefully, by then that will be a theatrical exclusive by that point. But yeah, a $10 million budget to make this, and they'll probably sell at least $10 million worth of Blu-rays and
it's
4K.
money back and then some.
Yeah,
this is all gravy, folks.
Mhm.
Actually, I think it was a little bit more than that. I think they spent like 17 on this one, but yeah. Mark asks, how is the director's cut for Punisher? I don't remember, because they never carried it over to Blu-ray. It was only on the DVD. And that was in that everything has to have an unrated version era. So I don't remember if it was even worth a shit, to be honest with you. That would be a good question for Andre. We'll have to remember to ask him on Friday morning about that. Entertainment Wizard didn't like Halloween Kills. I understand that. I love it for all the wrong reasons, probably. So, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Escape from LA. Is it as good as the original? No. But I watched the 4K digital version and I thought it looked pretty good. I doubt that the 4K Blu-ray will probably carry over any of the special features from the Shout version. So if you don't have that, then chances are you're going to have to pick that up if you want any of the special features. But yeah, it looks like it's going to have the standard DTS HD Master 5.1, Dolby Vision. So it comes with a digital code, which I don't need. So if I do get that, maybe I'll give it away like I'm giving away the Karate Kid on 4K digital today at some point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea since I got the box set because I have the individual Karate Kid 4K, which I would ostensibly no longer require. I'm assuming they have the Blu-ray
You can
copies
give
and
away
everything
the
in there.
physical one. Yeah, I think it has
Yeah.
both. Let's
Okay.
take a look. I have it right here next to me. The one thing that is different, and I noticed, is the cover art. Okay, looks at first glance, it looks the same. This
Mhm.
is more of a
Satin
flat
finish. Yeah.
than the glossy,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have
Nice.
anything on the back, which that's kind of cool. But like, yeah, the back. Otherwise, everything else is the same. Inside, yeah, it has the Blu-ray,
Mhm.
all that good stuff.
Okay.
So there you go. Yep. Whoop, can't see it. There you go. Yep. And then with part 2, what we got, I have not had a chance to crack into this at all. I have watched the first film, like you, I assume, on
Mhm.
4K.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
It does.
So like, yeah, there's nothing to worry about there. But with Karate Kid 2, the added new bonus features, we get a commentary with Ralph Macchio and Tomlin Tomita, and deleted scene, just one, I guess, and the theatrical trailer. And then I don't know if it carries over, but the original Blu-ray, of course, has the pop-up trivia and the original featurette to go with it. You know, I'm kind of upset they didn't get the music video for Glory of Love. And then, of course, Karate Kid 3 is bare bones. So
yeah, I'm not
it's
too
kind of
surprised
sad
by that.
I was hoping they would have something on 3 to set up Cobra Kai season 4. Even if it was just a little, come on, you had them all together. Why didn't you do something? We got Cobra Kai shit on the first one.
Yeah.
Why you got Terry Silver back? Why didn't you get an interview with all of them?
Well, but I mean, we say that, but I don't think they've officially confirmed that.
Yeah, he's been confirmed.
He has okay.
Yeah, he put it on his Twitter and everything. He's in the posters, everything. Oh yeah, he's confirmed.
Okay.
He's back.
I didn't realize it was official.
He's back,
Okay. I mean, I knew they set it up. I mean, they made it as obvious
Yeah.
as hell at the end of the third one, but yeah, I just don't remember seeing. Oh, you know what? Now you say that, I think maybe I do
he
remember
posted
seeing
that. There's that teaser too, where man can't.
Did
stand,
he post it, or was that
man
from?
Can't breathe, he can't fight. No, that was an official post or an official teaser, because it has his little background where he's talking. You know, he's giving the speeches like he gave to Daniel.
Mhm.
Man can't breathe, he can't fight. Man can't stand, he can't fight. All that business. And then you zoom in, and it's old. He's older and all that stuff, and he's messing with his cufflinks, and it says the big V or IV or whatever, like season 5 or 4. I mean, anyway, yes, it's out there.
Well,
Go look at his Twitter; it's there.
I was gonna say, because now that I think I saw something on Instagram from and I just had a complete brain fart. John Kreese had posted something with him and Terry Silver in a picture a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it's been well known. I can't believe they gave it away so soon, but hey, I'm all game with it. That's my only complaint so far. I can only assume that Karate Kid 2 and 3 look just as good as the first film, though. So 3 maybe even looks better than the first 2.
You've glanced at them a little bit.
No, I can just assume though. I'm just.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Sony
I can't wait to see some of that scenery.
Like, it's almost like rare does Sony do shit work, unless it's a 2K up convert. Like
if it looks 80% as good as the first film does, I'll be thrilled, because that first film looked just exquisite.
See, and that's what I think is like, because I remember, if anything, maybe the second film might look the worst, because I think they did use that film stock at that time. That was
in that poo-poo era. Yeah.
Poo-poo era. But the first one was lucky enough that they did it just before or whatever, however it worked out, because that first one looks brilliant. But hoping that the second film looks as good as the footage they used for Cobra Kai season 3. So
yeah, and if anybody out there has, is a Karate Kid fan, does not have this on 4K yet, I cannot recommend that disc highly enough. That is absolutely, bar none, one of the best looking 4K transfers you will ever get your hands on. And again, like we said before,
especially from that era.
Yeah, if you don't have a 4K player yet or a 4K set, don't worry. Buy the new box set anyway because it comes with the Blu-rays. You'll be future-proofed.
And actually, it has been a little bit more difficult to get your hands on Karate Kid 3 up until now because it was the version I have is actually made on demand. It
Well,
was
when
an
you
MOD title for years from Sony.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Didn't realize that.
And then they released it finally like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Like whatever, I think the second season of Cobra Kai came out, they released it in a 2-pack with Karate Kid 3 and Next Karate Kid.
I remember that now. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you see, I had the DVD box set of Karate Kid and Karate Kid 2, and maybe 3 was in there. And then I had the Blu-ray box set of Karate Kid and Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, they only did the first 2 on
So,
Blu-ray for the longest time. Then the
yeah.
only way you could get 3 and 4 was if you got the because Sony for a while, I don't know if they still do it or not, but they did a made on demand kind of service for a while where you'd order movies through like Amazon or whatever, and then they'd actually be made on demand.
That's
They were
interesting.
legit discs,
You
but they
probably
were
paid an extra $5 or $10 for
they
that.
were $20 easy. There was no discount on those bitches,
Yeah.
and there was nothing on them. Like I said, there's straight
There's no
fucking
economies of
yeah.
scale. It's print to
Mhm.
order. Yeah.
I mean, it came in plastic and everything like that, but you could tell by the bottom of the disc that it was burnt or whatever. It was a burnt disc or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't mass manufactured.
No.
Yeah.
But no, there was quite a few this week. We got Invasion of the Body Snatchers on 4K.
Mhm.
Cry Macho came out. I got this week. Roger Rabbit, of course, which has been mentioned earlier. Ran was on sale. The Steelbook at Best Buy. If you can still get your hands on that, that's not a brand new release.
You got your hands on the 4K of Roger Rabbit?
Yes, I did.
Why am I having so much trouble getting my
I
stuff?
don't know, which is weird. I got the Best Buy Steelbook, which I think you can't get anymore because I think that went sold out real quick.
Yeah, that must have been it because I'm looking at it here and I had get it by Monday, December 27th.
Yikes.
What happened to let's see. I got to go back and check this.
Well, and
Yeah,
Amazon and Disney don't get along, so that's why they have such a hard time.
man, maybe that's why because I usually
And that's why
pre-order.
9 times out of 10, if I'd go for anything Disney anymore, I generally go to Best Buy because I
Yeah,
know I'm going to get it on day and date. Because otherwise,
might
if I
not be a
try to
bad
go through
idea.
Amazon, it's always going to get fucking delayed.
Yeah.
Because Disney and Amazon have been at odds for years because they wanted a deal on mass, and they had a deal with Walmart, so they wouldn't play ball with Amazon. So Amazon's like, fuck you. And then I don't know if you guys remember this, but it happened like 5 years ago ish. And then like Amazon pulled down like all their pre-orders of Disney movies for a couple. It was a mess. It was a big old like little spat between the two of them, and then they kind of worked it out for a little bit. But then, ever since then, Amazon gets like a limited shipment, and then they got to wait a little while to get a few more. And then it's
It
anytime
seems
I've
like
ever
it.
anytime I've ordered like they had a Black Friday deal on Aladdin 4K. I don't think I'm going to get the goddamn thing till April. I think it's.
I had that too, and I think I got a notification on Aladdin just today, as a matter of fact. I got to look and see what it was.
Maybe they got some of their stock in, but like, they're like, it's going to be delayed for a while. It's like, oh, hopefully nobody ordered that for Christmas.
Yeah, see the steel books. Every store around me is gone.
Yeah, those steel books, 9 times out of 10, you got to get them right away
Yeah,
when it comes to Best Buy. Unless it's a not very popular movie. Like, because even like things like Black Widow, I noticed like the movies weren't selling, but the steel books were. Because there's
yeah.
steel book collectors like crazy out
Collectibles.
there.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second for me.
No
Yep.
problem at
Go ahead.
all.
I'll be right back.
No problem at all. Let's see here. Is Alien available on 4K disc? Yes. For now, get it while you can, man, because who knows how long it's going to be available for. I know Die Hard was on sale for Black Friday, so I'm assuming Alien might pop up at some point here if it hasn't already. I haven't looked yet, but I can check for you in a minute if not. But let's see here. Dropping shit. You can get it at Walmart right now for $20. Amazon has it for same price. So it hasn't hit a sale yet. Let's see what Best Buy has it for. Because I think Best Buy was the one who had Die Hard on sale. But the thing is most of these stores they they match whoever has the lowest prices, so they all are pretty much in line with each other.
Should I do this like a striptease?
You got a striptease? Is that it? Oh, actually, it's on sale right now for $14.99 at Best Buy.
It just showed up while we were streaming at my door.
Nice. So yeah, Max, right now, check out Best Buy. They got it for $14.99. You can get Alien still. There you go. But yeah, look at that. You got your box set tonight. Nice.
Yeah. What sucks is I have to leave. I have to go to a choir concert.
Yeah, in like 45 minutes ish.
In about 45 minutes, I got.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a shortened show today, guys. We were laying on top of. We got a hard out, and then I got to head over to Paulie's channel, Latino Slant, to talk about Zoot Suit. So,
you gonna be wearing a Zoot Suit?
No, I don't have one. I wish. I would look pretty fly in a Zoot Suit.
Yeah, I do like the finish on this.
Do, but I don't. I like the glossy a little bit more of the original version.
Do, but I like the way they did this box.
And it doesn't have the little pictures on the side.
I like how they didn't get crazy with this, and they left it like the original. Like they left the film
weird.
Stuck. They didn't try to over sharpen it or do anything. It looks right.
You know, they don't have it. Yeah, they don't have the pic. Yeah, I like the uniformity of it. I love the art on it. It's really great. Like here's the back art for anybody who wants to see it.
Yeah.
Actually, it might look better on yours. But
on the rig.
Yeah, because I can't get mine to focus for some reason. It just wants to stay one focal.
So while I have my camera set right now to facial recognition, so it's a little hard. There you go.
Look at that. That's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Flip it around the front too so I can see that. Like, I mean, that's out there already, but like, yeah, that looks beautiful.
Come on, there we go. Yeah.
Simple. It doesn't have to be,
no
crazy, no quad folding bullshit.
Yeah, just give me a regular good old case. That'll be easy to lose. They didn't put them in.
So the little slip is
it's stuck in the back. No, I'm not turning it around so everybody can steal my codes.
No, but I'm going to give away the first film. So we're going to give away the first movie here. We got 135 watching right now. Let's wait till we get a little bit more. Share that link out, guys.
Yep.
We're going to give away a code for the first movie, at least in 4K HD digital. So there you go. Yeah, the poster looks awesome. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Jesse, I think.
Speaking of Jesse, let me pull up that TV. And I'm sorry, Jesse. It's like I completely forgot.
He's not at home right now, but
I'm gonna look it up while I'm thinking about it, because otherwise I'm gonna forget again.
Yeah, because I reminded him. So we're gonna get that info to you, Jesse, about your question here. Let's see here. Oh no, you had a few dents in your Roger. That's why I hate Steelbooks, is because then if they get dents, there's nothing you can do usually. Like almost every one of my box sets that are Steelbook, like my Rambo and my Batman, they're all fucking dented. I got like 2 that won't close. I hate that shit.
Well, something's been going on, and obviously Steelbooks, you're getting these from Best Buy, but I've now ordered, and this is pissing me off, I just got a replacement Roblox toy. Christmas present today to replace the first one that I got last week that was completely destroyed. Like I opened the box and inside a perfect Amazon box, it was destroyed. Guess what? I get the replacement today. The replacement is completely destroyed in the same fashion as the first one. So I'm like, what the hell are these people in the warehouse doing that they're grabbing these obviously completely damaged things and just packing them up instead of going, oh, we can't ship this out. I mean, this is the type that is like, it's the whole package is falling apart. Like it is beat to hell, crumpled, crushed, and completely separated. Like the bubble blister has come completely off in the cardboard. Both versions that I got, and I'm like,
are they putting any packaging in there at all?
Well, the first one came with several items, and there,
no packing at all.
No, but all the other items were fine. This was obvious. This was damaged before it was packaged. There's no way this happened in that package.
Yeah, I've had a few where I've like questioned that myself,
because the box it was delivered in was immaculate. So that's why I was just like, this is do better, Amazon.
Yeah. How you doing, Script?
I'm gonna send you this Amazon link in the private chat, Tom. And this is for Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah, unless I guess I can post it in the.
You should be able. Yeah, just put it in the thing.
Let me see if I can do
All
that.
right, Jesse. Valiant's got something here for you. He's going to post in the chat. But I'll send it to him privately
Yeah.
too, so he has it.
So and for anybody out there wanting a giant freaking LG 86-inch 4K set for the mid 2000s.
Fuck, that dwarfs mine, really.
That's
Not in
that's it.
size, but
Yeah. Now, if you want
it's
to
the
go higher end, Jesse,
nanotechnology. Mine's not nano. Yeah.
yeah. Well, if you want to go to the OLED, then you're jumping up. You're literally doubling the price. So, Jesse, this is for the money for the two that you sent me before in that price range, dude. This is probably the best one to go with for that size. But if you want to go to the $4,500 to $5,000 range and get, the shit, that's the OLED versions. I can send you that one too. But this is real close. Like the Nano Cell is no slouch. It's not like it's not a piece of shit. I'll tell you that. It's just not as good as the OLED,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. So let's see here. As far as the whole like Christmas vacation things, I don't know if you guys caught this last week, but that's a movie that's rumored to be coming next year from Warner Brothers. So that's another reason why I put it up. But the other reason we put it up is we're going to talk about movies we're going to watch this year. Not so much necessarily Christmas films, but as you know, I have a stack of movies here I got to watch. You got a lot of movies to watch, and part of the reason we're doing this is because we didn't get a chance to watch anything. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out Karate Kid 2 and 3 and 4K, especially right before Cobra Kai season 4 kicks off, and I'm sure you're going to as well. It looks like so. There you go.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will binge watch all 3 seasons again before the 4th one starts because I'm psychotic.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope to find the time, but if I get lucky enough just to watch the movies, that'd be nice.
It's one of those things like I'll do if I have kind of a slowish day in the office because I kind of tend to like to work. I usually have something on in the background,
Right?
and if it's something like Cobra Kai that I enjoy it, but I've seen it enough times to where I don't have to follow every second, every moment. I can put it on in the background and just kind of get it that background noise and rewatch it that way while I'm going. That's not uncommon for me to do. Or if I'm sitting at home, if I'm editing a video or something, I'll put something like that on the other screen and just kind of work with it. So I'll get through it before the new one comes out. At least got to rewatch season 3 again.
Yeah, that's the one I think I've watched the least because I'm pretty sure I've watched the first 2 seasons twice or 3 times over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jesse says, I think I could skip the 5,000 version. I mean, I'm almost 40. How well can my eyes see? There you go. All right. Let's see here. Andre has a question for us. Does anyone know what's happening with Fox titles? Because I'm trying to buy movies from them for the last month and several are already out of catalog. And that's for DVD, Blu-ray, and even 4K. Yes. Disney has control over those now. And they have systematically released what they want to and pulled what they don't want to. And I honestly am having less and less faith moving forward in them really paying attention to what the fans want and need and really pushing more for D+. Because even people in the industry who are generally, I'm not even going to mention names, but people who generally have a lot of good faith in these companies have really kind of sunk their opinions of how their opinions of how going forward they think Disney is going to handle home media. Their opinions have sunk astronomically in the last few months. I think they're kind of getting the idea that, yeah, they're going to release things like Die Hard and Alien, but don't expect to see the rest.
Yeah, I think they're sitting on content because they're looking at they're trying to hold something back to entice people into streaming, and they have this whole big giant Fox library now that they can fiddle with, and if they can create an adult side of Disney Plus, quote unquote adult.
There's been a
or if
few
it's going to go
releases
to
though.
FX or Hulu or
Yeah.
something, that's where they're going to put a lot of it. And
I mean, Aliens might get lucky just because of James Cameron, but outside of that, I wouldn't expect to see Alien 3 or any of the other Alien films in 4K.
Yeah, but it's like we said before, you got to get Cameron involved in it.
Exactly. And then as we got lucky that Predator actually made its way to 4K before Disney bought them. Mm-hmm. So all those are available in 4K. Basically, you can still get that box set actually at a pretty good price if you can still find it. Same thing with Die Hard. They are scanned in 4K. I have the digital versions of all of the Die Hard films in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Disney's going to take the time to release the rest of the films. I just don't think they see any reason. And like Valiant's saying, for them, it's more valuable to keep it for their streaming service right now.
Yep.
They just re-released once again Rocky Horror Picture Show and Willow and a few other titles here not too long ago. But again, those are select few. Those are ones that sell consistently, and they pretty much just refurbished or reused the ones that Fox had before. So, and I think in fact they even took the audio, or no, they brought back the audio commentary on Willow, I think. But regardless, point being, I wouldn't get I was actually surprised we got Roger Rabbit, because Roger Rabbit has been in 4K for over a year, and it's been in 4K since way back when. And when they put out last year, they put out Hocus Pocus and I can't remember what other title in 4K at the end of the year as far as classic titles. It was like, that's about all we're going to get is like 2 classic titles a year out of them now, it seems like. Home Alone, that's the other one they released last year. Home Alone and Hocus Pocus. And I'm like, oh shit, well, fucking Christmas, the Muppets Christmas Carol and Who Framed Roger Rabbit also got a 4K master, but those didn't get a release. Well, we got lucky and got Roger Rabbit this year. But I didn't see Muppets this year, which I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping we'd get that. I'd love at least the first 4, 5, or 6 Muppet movies in 4K. That'd be awesome. But I wouldn't get my hopes up anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen. It just seems to be sporadic. You really you don't know what you're going to wind up getting out of Disney, particularly from their older catalog stuff now. And I know you've talked about this on a number of shows, and I
Yeah, and
agree with you.
especially Fox is going to get even more ignored.
Yeah, I mean the whole vault system they had years ago was brilliant. I mean it really was. It created such an amazing demand for the films when they released them. It was a limited time. Usually they had them out. You know, they printed X amount of copies. They had it in release for maybe a year, if that. And then that was it. They slammed the vault shut, and whatever copies were left on the shelves was all you're going to get. And then it went back in the vault, and they might not release it again for whatever.
Yeah, and then there's a few. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it just created a huge demand, and when those movies came out, I mean, there was no discounts anywhere. You were paying I think $25, and this was on DVD.
Yeah,
Blu-ray was everything. $25 a copy, and they sold like freaking crazy. And these were the classic titles. We were talking like Cinderella and stuff like that. 50 years after.
And does anybody know is Willow on 4K yet? I don't think they did a 4K master for Disney Plus. I know it's not on 4K Blu-ray, but the reason I bring that up is I'm surprised they didn't bring that out this Christmas to help promote the series.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is I'm wondering if they're not kind of sitting on it to get it closer.
But it's supposed to be coming out soon here. Like,
I thought the series wasn't coming out until like at least another 6 months or so.
Is it? Okay, maybe we'll get lucky on that one. But there's not, as far as I know, it's not even in 4K on Disney Plus. But ones that are available on 4K, I don't know if they're available on Disney Plus. But as Adobe Fett brings up here, because I have Mrs. Doubtfire, The Sandlot, all in 4K on digital. So those are probable ones for the future. I can't believe. See, Mrs. Doubtfire is definitely one that I can see them doing. But I'm trying to think, what was the last Fox title that Disney actually released in 4K? I don't know if Disney's ever released any Fox titles in 4K.
I think everything that's come out that was a Fox
outside of new ones
was yeah, exactly. No, I'm thinking of like classic library titles. I don't think anything has been released that wasn't already greenlit and on the skids by the time Disney bought them. I don't think anything else has come since that buyout has concluded that I can remember, that I can think
of. I'm stretching to think.
And like there may have been a couple of folks that have come out since the buyout happened, don't get me wrong, but they were already in the pipeline, is my point.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and it was kind of one of those things like The Last Duel or Free Guy or stuff. I mean,
yeah, and they did Rocky. They re-released Rocky Horror Picture Show, same old disc they had for the last 10, 15 years for the anniversary, but they didn't do anything for it. That one's screaming for a 4K release. That would sell like hotcakes. Oh yeah, Speed was the only one they've done. You're right, Boba Fett. But I wonder if Valiant's right about that being on the line before.
Let's see when Speed came out, because I don't.
I want to say that was last fall or early this spring.
Was it?
Somewhere in between there, yeah.
And then, of course, that would have probably had a production delay from Koof, if
Potentially.
that's when it came out. May 4th, 2021. Yeah, that did just come out this
Yeah,
year.
okay, so it was this spring. All right.
So that one may have already been in the pipeline from before. Everything with that deal settled.
If not, that's just a sign they're going to be very selective going forward.
Very possible.
So yeah, unfortunately, that's the case for that.
Mhm.
So if I find a Blu-ray from Fox and Touchstone Disney catalog titles, it's good to buy right away. Probably. Because you don't know if it's going to be available forever. Like I even have 2 different copies of Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie because they did 2 different music tracks on them. But like I'm
Mhm.
glad I picked them up when I did because I don't see Disney releasing a lot of those classic titles anymore.
I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to keep that in house on the streaming, especially the Disney truly Disney titles.
Right.
I don't see that happening now. I go back to some of the reports that we've seen this past week from Variety and from Deloitte that I haven't had a chance to get into yet. Hopefully, I will this weekend. At least make a video. Um, but also some things that Chapek said about how look a big robust library is what keeps viewers subscribed to your service, but it's new content that brings new subs in. Well, they've just recommitted to doubling down on their budget for production in the next couple of years in terms of Disney Plus and just streaming service content in general. 300 some odd productions that they're working on. Now, most of them you won't ever see here in the U.S. They'll be, a lot of them are going to be regionally specific for other markets, other international markets they're in. But the point being is that I think, if anything, once we start seeing that wealth of new content start hitting on Disney Plus, if that is successful in driving sub growth and retaining existing subs, as it were, if their numbers continue to expand and they meet their goals, I think that's going to take some of the pressure off of them to hold back on re-releasing some of these titles in a new format. They'll start making some of these in 4K again once they round out their streaming service with a plethora of new content that's getting people engaged. Because right now, this classic library, that's all they have. Like you got 3 or 4 Marvel shows, you got Mando, Boba Fett. Everything else on Disney is like Disney classic. I mean, they make a few made for Disney Plus movies and a couple other little series and maybe some things for the kids, but there really hasn't been any super mega hits yet. Mando probably came the closest. Certainly, it launched Disney Plus, but they need a lot more new, fresh content, I think, before you're going to see a lot of this old catalog, Disney catalog stuff, respill onto 4K.
All right. We got Arasaka here with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He's a fancy goose. Says, thanks for the help, gents. My theater is almost done. Awesome. Just need to rearrange the layout to get rest of the satellites. Oh, so you went with satellite speakers. Cool, cool. All right. Well, hopefully you get that together soon. And I know that can be one hell of an endeavor. So kudos to you, my friend, and feel free to send me some pictures when you get her done on Twitter or Facebook, whatever we may be following each other on. If that's the case, I always love to see that kind of stuff. Chris Rikoski. Sorry, I don't even know where I got an N in there. There's no N. 4K streaming is at its best. Is at its best. I think he's trying to say lower bit rate than a disc, and usually adjust bit rate on the fly automatically depending on. Oh yeah, this is one thing we've told people time and time again. When you're streaming 4K, unfortunately, you're at the mercy of a lot of different filters and
it's already compressed to begin with.
compression issues. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's compressed to begin with in comparison to an actual physical Blu-ray disc, because you're talking about, or excuse me, a physical 4K Blu-ray disc. These discs are 100 gigabytes, and you're not streaming. I promise you, when you stream a 4K movie, they're not giving you that fully uncompressed, 100 gigabyte capacity coming through an internet pipeline. They're compressing it down even more. really in the same kind of fashion that YouTube compresses us. So, I can sit here and shoot with a 4K camera, which I'm only shooting it in 1080 because frankly, YouTube doesn't really do much for 4K. But if I did, it's not going to look as clean as if I recorded it and played it back on my screen directly from the source file. Once it goes through YouTube, it gets squished down to half the size. So that's what you're getting when you're streaming. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Always getting, this is why we love physical media. One of the reasons is because it still looks a lot better. It really does. And I've made comments on here before, in fact, that I've got Blu-rays that look better than the 4K stream that I can bring down of the same movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, some that you're supposed to be able to download on, and that's something I was going to hopefully have checked out by this afternoon that I haven't got a chance to, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm going to look into some of that stuff, but either way, no matter which way you cut it, until they get a way to be able to download movies in completely uncompressed form, then you're kind of at the mercy of what you can get in that case. So there you go. There you go. All right, what else we got here? Disney Plus doesn't have any new content. It sucks. They are well behind. Yeah, I noticed that too. I checked out a few times here and there, but yeah. Scarpads Comic Trek says a lot of Amazon's 4K stuff is soft. I haven't watched a lot of 4K content on Amazon yet. And Sean says it sucks, so that's not another good recommendation there for their 4K.
Well, technically, it's still 4K. Like the resolution they're still delivering is the 3840.
Yeah, but maybe their delivery system isn't the best. Yeah,
right. You're still getting the 4K in terms of the resolution, right? But the difference is it's the bit rate. So if you're getting 100 megabits a second from an actual 4K disc, you're probably getting half of that in streaming. Both have the same resolution. Both are in 4K, but the bit rate that it's delivering to you, think of like you look at a picture in a JPEG, and the two JPEGs are exactly the same size, but one of them's 56 kilobytes and the other one's 1 megabyte. You can tell there's when you look at it, it's the same size. People have done obviously different. Yeah.
People have done side-by-side comparisons out there, and you can tell, I mean, just beyond certain, clarity issues between, different filters and stuff that are being used in compression. There's even a lack of color. You lose a little bit of color. It's still like watching a copy. It's kind of the best way to look at it. Is it's not going to be nearly as pristine as the original, unfortunately.
And especially with most people's average internet service provider that you have at home, most people aren't paying for the 400 or 800 or 1 gig of download speeds. They're not paying like, they got the basic $40, $50 a month internet package. They don't have the $150 a month internet package with much higher speeds. Now, if you have that, maybe you can squeeze out more from the streaming services. They recognize your internet speed and they can deliver according to what you've got. But you're still limited. It's still never going to be as good as a disc.
Doba Fett brings up it's the 30th anniversary of Tombstone. Maybe we'll get that. I would hope so, but I haven't heard about any of it.
I've been waiting for that for
years.
In
the pipeline at all, so it'd be nice. I wish they'd reconstruct the original full cut. Let Kurt Russell go in there and do his version. Darth Scipio, no, actually, I got rid of almost all my VHS. I get rid of my DVDs periodically as I get Blu-rays and 4Ks, and same thing with Blu-rays if I get a 4K. I know it's loco, but no, I don't really own all that. I don't have the room for all that. So, I mean, there's a couple things I have for sentimental value or whatever, but that's about it. E-Man sends in $5 and says, are upfiring Atmos speakers like Klipsch RP414O SA good to use on top of floor standing speakers or better to get ceiling speakers? Okay, this is a very interesting question, and I'm curious to see what you have to say about this, Valiant. But in my experience, I did not have the best experience with the upfiring Atmos, but from what I know, a lot of that is dependent on where you place them in comparison to the ceiling. And for the second answer, it all depends. Do you own? Do you rent? And would it be easy for you to mount, or would you be better off building inside? Like, do you have like a drop ceiling where you can build your own in there? That sometimes can work real easy and cheap. My My best advice is if you can put them built into the ceiling, the best. That's the best you
Mhm.
can do. But if you have to do either like, see, I got mine, they're kind of up like a normal speaker would, but they're kind of facing down. So they're in a way to where it just kind of makes it feel like there's stuff, but I don't have anything directly over me at this point. I wish I had. Because if I did, I'd have my 4 speakers like directly like surrounding me over top of me. So I kind of have that, but they're hanging off the wall right now because I don't own where I live, so I can't mount them or build them into the ceiling. But if you can do that, that's the best experience. What do you say, Valiant?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, if you're trying to get the height channels, then it's best to mount them for height and get it as a, yeah, basically direct firing from the source, from the area that you want the sound to come from. Now, if you can't do that, yes, you can go up firing. Be aware that if you have, like I've got back here, like these are some Joseph audio speakers y'all can see in the background here. So I
Yeah.
could take and go up firing if I really wanted to, but the ceiling height in here is only about 8 feet. So if I go up and it's flat, so if you shoot it straight up, it's basically going to drop straight back down. If you have something that's like a vaulted ceiling and you're on floor standing speakers, as long as you're not talking about like a 15, 16, 20-foot ceiling, okay? Because by that point, the sound's just going to be everywhere. It's all over the
Yeah,
place.
that's the other problem I have. Yeah, it's too tall
Yeah.
of ceilings. So
Yeah.
then I tried to do it by, but I didn't look up the proper whatever, so I just had to put them up. But like no, like there's plenty of videos out there too,
Yeah.
where people talk about it, and I don't know the exact like measurements as how as far as you're supposed to do it because I just did it the way I did it, and I'm happy with the results for now.
Mhm.
So
The
um
good thing with the Klipsch, I will say, it's a good pick for those, and especially, I'm assuming, E-Man, if you've got Klipsch floor standing speakers, um, they'll match well, obviously, and that to me, that's the most important thing is having all those speakers acoustically, tonally match each other. So if you've got Klipsch floor standers, the nice thing with using Klipsch, especially for surrounds, if you really want to open up the space, is because they use those compression horn tweeters, right? So those kind of compression drivers they create a very wide sound stage for the top frequencies. Um, so everything coming out of that compression horn, really wide dispersion. So they're really good, in my opinion, for surround channels, provided they match what you're using up front. But if I was going to pick a speaker to have to upfire, if I had the right kind of vaulted ceiling and I'm going off my front channels to do that, the Clips would probably be one of my picks, just because of the way that they're built to function, and they're
yeah.
super efficient as hell. So
So what
you
I
can take 50 watts and they can
yeah.
crank.
So what I would do is just kind of evaluate what you got for your area. I mean, the upfiring speakers have gotten really good, but the only thing that I noticed, or at least that people kind of have said to me, or I've noticed in reviews and stuff, is that it's a little bit more difficult to kind of you don't get as much of a directional immersion because like
Right.
since you got stuff firing all over the place, you don't really get a good directional kind of sense
Mhm.
as opposed to some of the newer stuff that like even some of these sound bars that I've heard where that use a lot of that technology does a lot better because of the way the insides are built and how they have the horns set up and everything like that to where it
Yeah.
gives you almost like a faux but it's still a little bit more better experience than some of
Most
that
of
stuff.
those have to do with the fact that when they build those sound bars, everything inside of there is tweaked and engineered to work perfectly together. So as opposed to now, you're still not going to be able to recreate the type of sound
Yeah.
field that you can get from a real system. However, some of them do an extremely good job because even though they're using very simplistic drivers, which was kind of like Bose's claim to fame, the crossovers, the equalizer system that they use, the amplifiers they use are all tuned to work in that box with that internal air volume, with those drivers, those amps. Everything's tweaked to work together. So a really good sound bar can really kind of blow your mind. Like I said, it's still not going to equal the system, but yeah, like Tom said, you cannot substitute, or there really is no equal substitute for having a speaker placed in the correct position. But if you can't, you can do it another way. It's just not going to sound quite
Sometimes
as
it's just
good.
trial and
Yeah,
error and playing with shit until it sounds right for you.
yeah, pretty much.
And a lot of the newer systems have like the automatic calibration, but I haven't had much luck with those either. So
It depends on the speakers, the room.
Yeah.
Like I've got my
I got
Marantz
a
receiver
very
comes with a
echoey
microphone.
room. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I had.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's part of it.
hopefully that helps you, E-Man. Otherwise, I would just seek out a few videos on the subject. There are plenty out there that review speakers and just even in general, just the upfiring part of it. So
Mhm.
yeah, but you can get flat speakers too, and ones you can build right in. But I know you're almost out of time here, so we're gonna move along. And YouTube me brings up. Oh, that's not the one I want to grab. I missed it. It jumped on me. But somebody was asking about. Okay, here it is. So even if you set up a Abcon 17 is asking. So even if you set up your streaming devices at the highest refresh rate, you don't get the highest picture quality because of the limitations of the streaming services. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, and Duck Nation put it best here with server costs for streaming service to actually push true 4K would be crazy for them. So they would have to charge a lot for subscription, at least for now,
Yep.
until things get a little bit faster in the US. Then maybe things would go down price, and it'll
Mhm.
get better. Like that's where we're at right now. Things can only really get better from here on out. They'll keep upgrading. Things will get a little bit better. Um, I you know there's a few limitations still on streaming, but it's getting better. So I think maybe 5 years we could probably be saying we're gonna get to that point where probably darn near as good as some kind of discs, but I don't know for sure. Maybe 10.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's gonna take a little while. I mean, because like I said, right now, even though like I pay extra to have higher internet speeds, because I got 5 people in this house. I've got multiple high def and
Right.
4K TVs. I think my internet is. I think I pay like it's like $120 a month for it. Most people again don't have that. Most people have the regular, either cable speed or DSL speed, depending on what you're using. From either your phone company or cable company, and you're getting, generally speaking, download speeds of like 1 to 200 megabits a second kind of thing, megabytes a second. I always get them confused. Um, and I think I'm paying for like 800 or something like this. So it's substantially higher than the regular. Maybe it's 80 to 100 is the regular, and I'm paying for 400 or 500. I'm all of a sudden I'm having a brain fart tonight. Um, but most people don't have that extra juice that they're paying for their internet speeds, because most people aren't doing like YouTube and shit like we do. Like as far as broadcasting, um, and that's part of it. Um, yeah, I mean, until more people are running internet speeds at their homes that are at 200 and 400 megabits a second, they're paying for that, or that becomes the norm. Yeah, I don't see them spending the money to upgrade.
Yeah, I assume that's the case. So
Mhm.
yeah. Let's see if you guys had any other quick questions we can grab before we have to get out of here. I know Sean Carter made a good point. It's not easy to mount? Melissa McCarthy. This is very true.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we shouldn't have went there. But hey,
It's
it was in
actually
the
pretty
chat.
easy. You just don't.
And yes, this is something we've talked about quite a few times, Darth Scipio, but I'm glad to bring it up again. I am almost certain that we will see The Godfather released in 4K for the anniversary. What I'm not certain about is what versions we'll get and what he'll do with it, because if his Apocalypse Now and uh, Outsiders discs are any indication of what's to come, we are in for some surprises.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we'll get every version you could ever think of as far as the theatrical,
Mhm.
the Coda version of Part 3. We'll probably get 1 and 2, the complete saga version of that. I
Mhm.
guarantee that's a possibility, because not only did I found out through watching the Outsiders special features, and I've learned quite like a couple years ago, was that Francis scanned everything in like 6 or 8K a while back when he and George Lucas and I think a couple other guys did it. And I'm pretty sure like even John Carpenter has had all his movies scanned now too, because it seems like because his are all coming out left and right on
Yeah.
4K. So my guess is that we'll get all that good stuff because he saves everything, and I mean everything, because The Outsiders is a reference disc. Believe it or not, you wouldn't think it is, but as we discussed here on the show, he went back to the original negative for everything. It is a 1-to-1 4K transfer of the original film of both versions. They
Mhm.
redid all the opticals. It looks like they redid all the titles, everything. So there's no second generation, third generation, fourth generation, anything from the optical work or anything like that. It is completely pristine and it looks gorgeous. So I'm assuming that we're going to be feeling the same way about The Godfather. I have a feeling he's going to put a lot into that because he's really it seems like he's really kind of putting a cap on his legacy with a lot of these releases.
Mhm.
Like he's making sure these all get his final stamp. Because I mean, he's not a young dude.
No.
Yeah. You know, he was one of the older guys of that group. You know, so sad to say that I'm sure he knows that he's got only so much time to work with here. So
Absolutely.
he wants to put all his work out there in the best way possible. And he even said that basically in so many words on The Outsiders. So I'm looking forward to it, Darth Scipio. It's one of the ones that we've been talking about quite a bit.
Oh, and he can charge $100 for that box set, and I'll
Oh, it'll be
buy it.
more than that because
Oh,
the Star
yeah.
Trek box set. Well, it might not be the Star Trek box set because this is the other thing that's getting a re-release. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to remember what day it was. Here, let me look this up.
Oh, yeah,
Because if you remember, they kind of snafu'd the release of the Star Trek 4-disc set.
Yeah.
So they're re-releasing it again. Let's see here. When is it supposed to be coming out? I mean, it's already out there, but they're doing another push, like another.
Yeah, we
You know, when
made
they
more. Yeah.
yeah they re-release movies sometimes like this, so this is nothing new. Where the hell was it?
I'm trying to find it right now too.
No, because Bill Hunt brought it up, and I agree with him when he brought this up. Because I think whenever this is supposed to be coming out, is a good chance that's when we'll get the next set of Star Trek 5, 6, and 7 on
Yeah.
on Blu-ray. I think he said May, so I'm going to assume it's going to be May. I can't find it here, but let's go with May. I think it was May. He said they're getting announced for another re-release. So let's go with that. Because I think he's right. I think that's a good chance that we can expect the second release at the same time. Here it is. Okay. Because for Cyber Monday right now, you could have got the 4K collection for $49.99. I don't know if you still can. But let's see here. I thought, where the hell did he talk about it here? Maybe it wasn't this one either. Anyway, I think it was May. It's supposed to come out again. I don't want to drag this on anymore because I know you got to go. So let's see real quick if there was any more of the question. Like what other movie? Well, I didn't really get to finish asking you the question. What movies do you plan on watching over the Christmas holiday with you and the fam?
I mean, it's for us, it's the usual fare. I mean, we've already kind of started watching Christmas Vacation every other day because why not? That's what you do. They like watching Christmas Story, and all of my
That's
kids.
one that needs a 4K.
Yeah, that really does. And all the kids understand that, yes, indeed, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and they watch that. So we kind of have our routine. I'll a few others in there that we always watch every year, or at least I put back on the rotation in the last couple of years as the kids have gotten a little bit older. Is like Scrooged. I freaking love that movie with Bill Murray. That's great. I wish there was a 4K version of that. I don't, that's one of those films that might take a long time before we actually see it, and I doubt they'll
They
go
keep
back and do.
re-releasing it, yeah, just as
Yeah, I
is.
doubt we'll ever see like a truly amazing 4K remaster of that because it's Scrooge. But I think Christmas Story deserves one. Although, as much as part of me thinks that the reason Christmas Story doesn't put itself out there on disc, they make too much damn money every year
Oh, it's
licensing
out.
that thing out.
But you're right. Warner doesn't promote that one nearly as much as Christmas Vacation. But I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna make a prediction. If we get Christmas Vacation next year, I bet you Christmas Story gets a simultaneous release with it.
Oh yeah, if you do one, you do the other. Yeah,
And
I
I
mean
wouldn't
that.
even be
Yeah,
surprised if they do the animated Grinch in 4K as well.
that would be something neat. I'd love to see those kind of things because you've
Because
got all
Warner
those.
has consistently remastered that every few years. Like I've got like 2 or 3 different remasters of the animated Grinch from Warner. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't give us a 4K release of that at some point here. Because
Christmas
that
Eve. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Christmas movies are pretty consistent sellers, is all I was going to say.
Oh yeah. Oh, they are. But I wonder how valuable those contracts are to put them out on all these different channels come Christmas time. Christmas Vacations plays every day, at least two
Yeah,
or
but
three
it's
times a day
like
somewhere, and
Jesse
then
brought up before, there is literally like 10 releases of Christmas Vacation. And they're all the same one just about every
yeah.
time.
Oh
But
yeah,
what it
they're
is,
they're
they
all the
just put it
same basic
new,
cut.
yeah, just put it new packaging every year and new baubles with it and all that kind. Because like one year, like the one I bought on DVD came with like fucking like uh ornaments. And then my
Mhm.
buddy one year got the popcorn bucket one that came with like a bunch of shit in there. And then like last year they put out another version of it. So
Mhm.
and I'm sure there's a new different kind of version out this year. So hopefully with the one they do with the 4K next year will be decent enough because that's going to be the last time hopefully I have to buy it. But hopefully that means they do the first two at least too. I don't give a shit about Vegas Vacation, but
No.
Die
No.
Hard does it too. But see, that's the thing is now that Disney owns it, not so much anymore.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's what changes it. I tell you, I would love to see a 4K release of Polar Express. I've got the Blu-ray.
I
Um,
think I heard that's coming. I think I heard that one's
well,
coming next year. I think.
that would be great. I mean, I know it's going to be effectively an upconvert from the source.
Well, if they
Um,
got the original files, they can do
well, that's what I'm saying. It's
a
it's
4K
not like they're
output of
yeah.
it.
Animation is different, folks. When you animate, you're animate. If they animate it back then, like they probably did in a 2K format, um, you
See,
know,
that's what has me upset
they
about
can
the Pixar movies is they haven't re-rendered them. They just upconverted them.
Yeah, see that's what drives me nuts. Why not go back to the original source and re-render it into 4K? To me, that's instead of taking a rendered version of a file and then trying to, either bicubically upscale or whatever process they want to use in Premiere or whatever upscale software they're using to go back to the source material and do that. You can rescale it up. Now, does it add any additional detail? No. However, what it does give you is native resolution for your set. So your set isn't having to do any wonky up conversions. And number two, it is enhancing the detail that's already there, making it more visible. And of course, you can go in, and that's the beauty with animation is they can do this stuff. It's just a matter of them wanting to take the time to do it. I'm looking it up now to see if there's any
I'm not
news on.
sure on this one because I'm looking at the disc, and I don't think that's the same disc as before. It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Are you talking about the FYE exclusive one that I'm looking at right now? Because if that's the case, maybe they do have the master already. Because it's probably a lot easier to put out a Blu-ray master of it
Okay,
first.
so there's like a Target exclusive
Okay.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation came out the
Yeah.
same day, November 2nd this year, as
Yep.
the Polar Express Target exclusive, but they're
Uh-huh.
Blu-rays, they're not 4K releases.
Yep.
I have a feeling that's probably if I had to guess, folks, that's probably just a repackaged
Okay. Let me
thing.
see
I don't
here.
I'm looking to see if
I mean,
there's
the
any
disc is red, and I don't remember my disc being red. It has all the same special features on
the
it.
audio is still Dolby Digital
Audio is still Dolby
2.0.
Digital. No, this one's
It-
DTS HD.
Oh,
Does
this
the other
is
one?
I'm looking at the brand new one, November 22nd, 2021,
Yeah,
the Target exclusive.
because I'm looking at the FYE one.
Let's see.
Says it's still DTS HD MA English 2.0, but I'm pretty sure that's what the Blu-ray was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. If there's any
Well, this one's
difference,
actually from
it ain't much.
2019 that I'm looking at right here.
Okay.
So there's no way this is a new master on this one anyway.
No, no, no.
I would think that if it was a new master, they'd probably say some. No, my guess is it's the same old one they've released every single year.
Yeah, well, I
Oh
mean,
wait,
as
now
long
hold up. There is ironically the cover. Nope, it is. It is. Okay. So the one we have on the cover or the thumbnail,
you
that
want to pull up the
steelbook
one you're looking. Oh,
cover,
there you go.
yep, right here. It is from the new 4K master.
Oh, what does the front look like? What is the?
Okay, the front is the same as our thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
So if you pick this one up, evidently it's from the new 4K master, but it's not the 4K edition. That has not been released, but it claims to be newly remastered on Blu-ray. So that means they actually did for this year,
Huh. For this year,
surprisingly.
So, well, okay, so that's not the Target special edition I'm looking at.
Well, I'm
So
assuming it's the same release, probably though.
maybe so. Maybe so.
Well, wait, this is from a few years ago. This is from 2018.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the one I'm looking
That's
at
not.
here.
Well, then. Oh,
And
newly remastered on Blu-ray. This is from just the regular Blu-ray. No, I don't think they did then.
yeah,
So I haven't heard anything about them doing it. So
yeah,
yeah.
I'm looking at this one and nothing strikes me as
Yeah, see, Joseph, I think you're right. It was 2015, and every reprint since. Yep, that's what I.
yeah. It's the same cover as the 2015 one. Yeah, it's showing MP4, AVC codec,
Yeah.
average bit rate of 32 megabits per second. Which, hey, look, for a Blu-ray, 32 is good. That's really good. But yeah, that looks like to me. That looks like the same transfer. And look, that Blu-ray release was not a slouch. It wasn't
No. Warner's always done great.
amazeballs, but
But
yeah,
but no, it looks like if you haven't got it, or if you already have it, then you're just going to buy the same damn thing all over again.
that's what I'm.
Wait
Yeah,
till the
that's
4K
approach
for next year.
Absolutely.
Cyber Soldier. If they do Christmas Vacation, I would love the first two, as I brought up earlier. I don't care so much about Vegas Vacation, but if we get all four of them, or if they even got to throw in that fucking new one, whatever, it better be cheap. But I know we got to get going, and we're talking about DTS, Jesse. It's just it's the type of soundtrack like Dolby. It's just a different format. So yeah, I think we're gonna okay, so it's better than the 2006 version. Okay. All right. I wonder which one I have. I might have the 2006 version. I'll have to look.
Jesse, I'm going to send you one more TV. It's the new LG
Okay.
Signature ZX 88-inch. It's the 8K set. It's only $30,000 in case you wanted to. Never mind.
Yeah. Jedi Master brings up Christmas Carol, even the ones inspired by it. No UHD Blu-ray yet. No, not on a 4K. Although you can watch Muppet Christmas Carol on Disney Plus in 4K. I watched it last Christmas. Other than that, no, I can't think of one. I know there's a bunch on Blu-ray because I just bought the Albert Finney one or whatever last year. But outside of that, no, I think you are correct, Jedi Master. So unfortunately for that, but Gremlins is on 4K Blu-ray. Die Hard's on 4K Blu-ray.
Yep.
Trying to think of any other Christmas films that are on 4K Blu-ray. Oh yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. This is one I've watched every year since I got it, of course. Or I get every version just about that comes out. I even got that one with that crappy colorized version on it.
Oh Lord, I don't want to see that one.
It's not the worst. It's one of the new digital colorized. The only times it looks bad is that's my only complaint with the newer, because they're not horrible. The only bad part is they got to do something with inside the mouth, because for some reason when somebody talks, you can still, it looks like black and white still inside their mouth. Like they're not doing something right there. Like that's the only complaint I have. Otherwise,
probably has to do with the black levels in it, because if the area of the screen is too dark, the algorithm in the software is probably just ignoring it and go, oh, leave it black, but it's not black.
I think you're right.
It's too deep to get the reds in the tongue, and it just doesn't. And unless somebody manually goes in there and tracks the inside of the mouth, like with Adobe After Effects or something to add the color in, probably doesn't happen.
Because that Night of the Living Dead colorized version they did a few years back was pretty good too. Same problem though. But with that, I think we're gonna wrap this up. And yes, Charlie Brown is in 4K. The Xmas one, and Krampus is coming. So be good, kids. But we'll see what we have to talk about next week. If not, I'm sure we'll see at least maybe one more time before the new year. We'll try to anyway. And yeah, Max, I guess you could watch The Shining for Christmas. There's a lot of snow. The conversation has to end early because Valliant has to go, but I'm so glad you guys joined us today, and I wish we could have talked a little longer, but maybe we'll bring up this topic a little bit more next week.
Definitely.
So, anyway, take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks again, kids. Party on.